I think you got the paparazzi on speed dial.
Stop.
But you were photographed with Jeannie Ma.
I was simply telling her about the plot of my movie, K-Pops.
Y'all did all that in the club.
Yeah.
With all that noise played in the background.
Yeah, and got home early. We both had early morning.
Her home or your home?
Separate homes.
Okay. Okay.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharp. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay. We would first like to thank Double Barrel and the Whiskey Shop for having us today's episode of Club Shay Shay. If you're in Beverly Hills, come by for a drink in this elegant lounge. Now, on to today's episode. Stopping by for conversation on the drink today is a global superstar. He's one of the most dynamic forces, and he has one of the most dynamic voices in modern music. He's one of the most recognizable faces in hip hop, R&B, and soul. A 9-time Grammy Award-winning artist, a Billboard Top 100 artist, a critically acclaimed songwriter, chart-topping vocalist with billions of streams, renowned for his live musical performances, who plays multiple instruments, a multi-talented musician, a drummer, a rapper, a singer, producer, director, entrepreneur, a father, and a prolific philanthropist. Yes, Lord, here he is, Anderson .Paak. How was that? I do you right?
You did me right. Howdy.
How you doing, bro?
Came with a gift, brother.
What we got here? What we got here?
You know I'm a businessman. I got a few little business ventures.
Okay.
That's my club, Andy's.
Andy's?
In WeHo. If you want some live music, some good food, it's down the street. And then I got my mints.
Okay, you try to tell me something, bro?
Yeah, well, you know, you can drink a lot of whiskey.
Formulated too, wham!
I'm a real friend. I'm gonna let you know.
Okay.
You know, confidence is meant to be shared. So that's not just for fresh breath, but also it hydrates your mouth. You
Yes, because it got honey, lemon, ginger, naturally flavored, dietary supplements.
And WHAM stands for wet ass mouth.
Damn.
So that's gonna get you right.
Okay, I mean,
Whatever you use it for, whatever you want to use it for.
Well, I appreciate that, Andy.
I got you, bro.
Hey,
Appreciate
bro, you got so much going on, man. Let's. I want to
Can we toast?
Bro, check this out. He got your new movie, K-Pops.
Yep.
Your upcoming tour with Bruno Mars, the romantic tour, and you're turning 40. You got a lot going on this year, bro.
I am 40, huh?
Man, the K-Pops, the romantic tour, much success.
Thank you.
And 40.
Thank you. That's yours?
That's mine.
That's good. That's smooth.
Yeah, real smooth.
Yak.
40.
4-0.
What do you hope to accomplish 40 moving forward that you didn't get accomplished up until you turned this magic number?
I gotta just stay on my health. I gotta keep getting checked up, and you know that's the part when you hit 40, you shit start hurting. You know, shit that's been hurting for a long time.
Right.
It's kind of like
Hurts worse
damn,
now.
I can't sleep it off like I used to. So, you know, my mom, she on me now. You know, I was a big smoker, and I made a bet with her that she couldn't stop drinking Diet Coke.
Okay.
And if she did, I quit smoking. If she quit drinking Diet Coke, and she called my bluff and she stopped. So I'm over here tweaking out. I ain't had a smoke since October.
You smoking cigarettes? You smoking cigars? You smoking weed? I mean, what were you smoking?
Yeah, I was doing spliffs, so like tobacco and weed.
Okay.
But it was like the essence of weed, really.
Okay.
It was really just a cig of weed.
Okay.
And man, I was doing that off and on for years.
Really?
And, yeah, and you know, vocalist, and you know, you get older, you start. I can feel it in my chest.
Shortness of breath.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm 40 now. If I don't stop now, like, I don't know when I'm gonna stop. So I got to cut it out. So I cut that out. I'm still drinking a little bit. I did dry January. Now it's wet March, and I just want to stay healthy, man. Stay healthy for the kids.
Right.
And you know, I'm 40, and I'm having cool opportunities to help other people. I got different platforms. I'm venturing out and telling different stories in different mediums. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. But I think mostly is you can't get a lot of the time back. So my kids are still young.
Right.
And I'm obsessed with work. And when I could just stay still and hang with my kids and be present, that's really, I think, what I want to do more of now that I'm 40 and I get 40 more years.
Is like you said, is that the goal now? Now, because your kids are somewhat small, you're trying to maximize the opportunity right now. Let me get as much done as I can, because they're not going to be this size forever. And I want to witness, I want to be a part of this as they start to grow old. I kind of want to taper this thing back, but let me go full speed ahead as fast as I can, as long as I can, while they're this age, because eventually they're going to get bigger and want to do more things.
Yeah. And I want to be able to help provide and also stay out the way, let them do their thing and learn. But you go off and time doesn't wait, and the kids get big and everybody's doing their own thing, and you come back and you're like, damn, I don't know what you're into. I'm just, you gotta pick catch up. And I used to be into doing all kinds of different things, and now I've got to be a little more careful about how I'm spending my time, and I always have to do every single thing. I love doing it.
Right.
But I got to be real conscientious of, like, you know, how I'm spending my time, because I'm not going to get it back with my little ones, and with my family and my friends. You know, when you get older, you start seeing people come and go, and if you don't invest in your relationships with your family and your friends, it's going to be tough to keep them. They're like plants. You gotta water them so they grow.
Is that one of the things that you had to learn, that the sacrifice? Because, you know, in order to be great in this business, it comes with certain sacrifices. The greater the sacrifice, the greater the accomplishment. Or the bigger the accomplishment, the greater the sacrifice needs to be. But you also have to understand, like, wow, you said it. My kids are not going to be this age forever. People get older, things change. So when did that realization happen to you? When did you have this epiphany, like, you know what? Yes, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but in the process of doing X, Y, and Z, I'm really missing out on a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I was touring since I can remember, and ever since I became, you know, professional musician, this was something I wanted to do in my life. I was on the road. And it was around quarantine that everything stopped, right? And before that, I was on the road nonstop. And when we was at the crib, it was just like, all right, my kids were a little older, and I realized, man, I don't know what they're interested in. I'm in the crib now. We can't do shows. I'm just in the house stuck. And so it was really a blessing, because I got to just really be there with my kids and be present and be like, what you into? And my son at the time, he was into two things, YouTube and K-pop. Had taken over. His mom is full Korean. And I realized, like, damn, I've been out the house way too long. Like, you talking about K-pop, what you know about Tupac? You know, like, the hell's going on in this house? And YouTube, and I'm like, I done paid for all these dance classes and got drum set. He got a full studio. He didn't want to play with none of that. So he's like, I want to be MrBeast. And he's like 8 years old at the time. And I'm like, YouTube, what is this? And I'm looking on YouTube, and I'm like, oh man, this kind of reminds me when I used to make, you know, home videos with my older sisters, and we used to do skits. And he's a YouTube kid, but I was a TV kid. I grew up in front of the TV, MTV, BET. Like, I was obsessed, and I wanted to learn all the dances, and I wanted to reenact different things that I seen. And so I started tapping in with him, and we started doing skits in order to get his YouTube going. I was like, you know what, let's do some funny skits. You funny, I got some followers. I can just, you know, utilize me, son. And we started making some skits, and I realized, oh my God, he's so funny, man. This is great. I'm getting to bond with my son. He's super talented. He's like 5.0 of me, and I just want to do this all the time with him. Then I wanted to be a YouTuber more than him. And I was up late editing videos, trying to get, you know, all this stuff. And then he's showing me the K-pop stuff, and I'm like, okay, son, but you know, Jackson 5 was a boy band too, and New Edition, and I'm showing him different things, and I'm realizing, oh, I'm a parent. I'm getting old, because everything he's into, I'm showing him, like, you know, ain't nothing new under the sun. Like, that's a sample, that's this, and they've taken from this, and all that stuff. And so it was around that time I realized, okay, it's not always about how much time you spend, but what you do with the time, and being present and quality, right? And I just also can't stay still. And when I was going through this whole process, I was like, man, wouldn't it be fun to write a script where I could put all of these different experiences in the movie? Like me coming up in my background, my mom was Korean, and she was born in Korea, but she was also Black and was adopted, didn't know her Korean parents, was raised by Black parents, and took her to LA and was raised in LA, and that's where she grew up. And we grew up Black. When she had us, you know, me and my older sisters, we grew up in Oxnard, but we grew up in a Black household. I didn't know anything about my Korean heritage till I met the mother of my two sons, and I got introduced then. And so I thought it could be cool to maybe if I didn't know I had a son, and that could be the next K-pop star. And I started thinking about a script, and that was where the whole thing kind of the genesis of the whole movie that I just did, K-Pops, came about. But it was in that time where I got to really be still that I realized, like, man, you don't get these moments back.
During this time, is that when you found out your son was as musically talented as you were, and you said he's like you 2.0?
Yeah.
And are you okay with that? Because sometimes people try to steer their kids away from that industry. If you're in Hollywood, let him do something else. Or if you're a professional, let him do something else. But you seem to be okay with that because that's sincerely what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And if that's what he wants to do, I'm going to support you, son.
And I'm going to be involved in the management and contracts and everything. So I'm really okay with that as long as I can be a part of, collecting. No, I'm okay with it, man. It's honestly, it's like the craziest thing to experience because I'm really a big super fan of him. And I just sit there sometimes and stare at him, and he's doing things that I can't do.
Right.
He's playing guitar. I've always wanted to play guitar.
Did you not know he had these talents before you sat down and like the pandemic happened and you got an opportunity to just sit down and observe him and find out what he's actually interested in? Did you not know he had these talents? Did he never display them in front of you?
Like, you assume that it's in the blood, like you gotta have some of this. I want you to have some of this, but it ain't nothing like it until you see it really unravel and you see it grow and maturate. Because I used to really try to push it, and I used to be like trying to put sticks in his hand since he was 2 years old and getting a drum set. And I got him everything. Before he was 5, he had a whole studio, and he turned around and was like, I don't want to do this. I want to play baseball. And I'm like, baseball? What the hell? There's not one athlete in the family, and now we at the baseball games, and he's terrible, and we got to sit through them baseball games. Baseball long as hell. And it's just, you got to support the kids, but it's like, why? And so I had to back up.
Right.
And then as soon as I backed off, man, he started picking up everything and playing guitar, playing bass, making beats, playing drums, doing everything, running circles around me. And I'm like, who taught you this? How'd you, and he just had to find it on his own.
Right.
And I'm just in awe. It's amazing. I knew that he had the potential, and his mom's a musician too, but it's nothing like seeing it firsthand. And I just become such a little fan, and he's the opposite of that. He doesn't want the extras, and I'm you see.
Yeah.
And he's very opposite. And every time I get around him, I take him out my phone and do that again, son.
Right.
I'm just his biggest fan. So it's just one of my greatest joys to see him, come into his own.
The regular season is a wrap. The NBA playoffs are finally here, and there's no better way to cash in on the high-flying hoops action than Prize Picks, a preferred partner of the NBA. Every bucket, every dime, every win means more when you're playing on Prize Picks. So don't pass up the next shot with Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Do it live in the 2026 NBA Finals Sweepstakes. Alert! Pick live squares during the NBA playoffs, and you could win a trip for 2 to the NBA Finals. To enter, just make a $5 lineup with at least one live NBA player pick during any part of the 2026 NBA playoffs. Live player picks are picks made after the game is already in progress. Prize Picks is simple to play. You know the playoff season. I'm all in on LA as always. OKC, baby. LeBron is going to light you up more. Get on the action at Prize Picks is now available in all 50 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Download the Prize Pick app today. Use code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, a preferred partner of the NBA. You said something very interesting. You have a tattoo on your arm that says, when I'm gone, please don't release any posthumous albums or songs with my name attached. Those were just demos, never intended to be heard by the public. Now, we understand the tattoo, but is there anything else in place, a trust, a will? You have an executor that says, look, there will be nothing because, some people want their stuff released because they have hundreds and hundreds of unreleased records. And some people like, nah, that was not my intent.
Yeah. Now, there's a few things in place. But, honestly, this was another thing I did in quarantine. I got really bored. Got a bunch of tattoos.
A lot of
in
people
quarantine.
did.
I got to get out the house. I'm going to get a chest piece. I'll be back. I'm going to, it was stuff like that. And then this was something that I was, at the crib and seeing all this different things going on and just got triggered and was like, I'm going to get this. This is something fun I could put on. And, I got different things, but, I'm going to be gone. I don't care. Y'all do whatever y'all want. At the end of the day, I'm gone. And I have a lot of music that I haven't put out, but a lot of it is because I need to find the proper posture and place for these songs.
Okay.
And I'm very particular how I want them put out in the order I want them to be in. And,
Okay.
you know, sometimes I think it's for a different project, and I have all these different musical personalities. So for someone to go and take that stuff and start putting it out and doing different things with it,
it's hard because they're putting it out, but they don't have your vision.
Yeah.
You can see, okay, this is supposed to go here, this is supposed to be released as that, and that's supposed to release that.
Yeah.
They're just releasing it because there's songs. You saw that with Prince. You see this with Mac Miller and Pop Smoke and Juice WRLD. We see a lot of that come.
And you know, to their credit, a lot of sometimes the people that are releasing stuff, they have these projects done. A lot of the people are close to these people.
Okay.
Like I know, like with Mac, you know, with his estate and his mom and his brother, they're very close and very meticulous how they put out stuff.
And I think Pop Smoke was working with 50
right
at the time, and
yeah.
so it made sense.
Yeah, so it's like you want to see these projects through.
Right.
But it's not always like that. And you know, for me in particular, I heard someone say, you know, you should die empty. So I've been trying to like really get over, you know, holding on to stuff. I want to get it out.
Right.
And so even doing this, man, sitting down with you and, you know, being able to talk and do all that stuff, I used to be really apprehensive with that. But it's like, you know what, you know, let's do it.
I've had a lot of artists on, and the consent is kind of varying of how they feel about streaming. Because you look at a guy like Prince, and Prince, like all this stuff, he's like, nah, I don't want no part of this.
Yeah.
And then you see some guys like, hey, you can make good money on streaming. And I guess streaming is kind of taken away from like selling of the hard copies. And so where are you on streaming?
I think Prince was very important because Prince knew his worth. And Prince didn't put his stuff out all willy-nilly. He didn't do YouTube. He didn't do all that stuff. You couldn't get Prince to just do what you wanted to do.
Right.
And I think that's something that all artists should really take into account and admire. A lot of us artists, we willingly put our music out on streaming when it became a thing and weren't thinking about anything, weren't thinking about the proper ways to get paid, how we were going to be, you know, they just started where you can go and see the credits on stuff, right? And how I came up, it was, you used to save up for weeks to get a CD, you know, to get All Eyes on Me. I remember where I was when I got that double CD, Life After Death, Bone Thugs. These were moments, you know.
You look forward to going to Tower and Sam Goody. And you, hey, put the headphones
on first. Let me test it out. I'm going to spend this 30.
Yes.
Make sure.
Or go to the mom and pop.
Yes.
And you could hear it and then have them make you a cassette or an 8-track. And that was like, that was a thing back then.
I remember when I got my booklet stole out the car, you know, like hundreds of CDs that I saved in this thick booklet, and I had all in order, and I knew all the producers, and I would nerd out and know, oh, this was produced by this was written by this, and these guys are this clique and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember being excited about Kanye West coming up because I was such a nerd over Jay-Z that I knew that, oh, this producer's coming up, and that made music valuable, and it made music like caviar. It made music, the appreciation for music is because it was a process, and that process was a journey, and that's the beautiful thing about it. And it's great to be able to just click on the streaming and have the world at your fingertips, right? But there's a whole journey that gets skipped over, and I think that that's the tragedy part about the whole thing, and that we lost with the music. And now, you know, people making a big fuss about AI, and I mean, a lot of us artists just gave up all of everything, and so that was all of our data, that was all of our leverage, right? And so we're still fighting to get paid equally and all this stuff, but a lot of us are still putting our shit up on there just to get a billboard or whatever and play the game and do all this stuff. But I think that more importantly about however you feel about streaming is how you feel about you as an artist. And I think that as artists, it'd be great if we can come together and form some sort of union and form some sort of, and do stuff like how the actors did when they were seeing that things weren't done right with the AI and everything, and they said, you know what, everything's got to stop until we talk about this. And I don't think that's ever happened with the music industry, right? And I know there's people like engineers and rappers and older rappers and singers and everybody that are trying to figure out how they're going to be taken care of, even as far as retirement, right? And so I think that it's important for us to maybe start moving in the direction of trying to get some sort of union and trying to have a conversation about how people are going to get paid properly, how people are going to get taken care of properly after they want for retirement and things like that. But yeah, as far as streaming goes, I think that if there's a world that people are clicking and they can't trust anything that they see or hear, especially with AI and everything, that I think that it's going to make it more valuable when you see someone that can really play. When you see someone in front of you pick up a pair of drumsticks and play drums in front of you, it does something to your body.
Right.
When you see someone play guitar, sing, when you see someone do something with their hands, it's going to separate.
Right.
Right. And so I think that that's going to up the value of that. And so I'm so glad that I was someone that spent hours working on a craft. And I would urge all artists, whether you want to be on streaming or not, to sit in a room and work on a craft, something that you can learn with your hands, something that you can do without any computer.
It's your favorite Unc here. Let me tell you something. Don't be the guy using the same shampoo for your head and your beard. You're not going to see the results you want, and you're not saving time. Truth is, that one-size-fit-all advice, it isn't for everyone. It's time to unlearn that. Your beard has its own texture, its own needs. You got to treat it differently. You see my beard right now? That's why we have Baskin Leather. They actually focus on textured hair. This ain't no guesswork. And that men's healthy hair and beard starter kit, unbelievable. We've got the whole lineup: shampoo, conditioner, balm, oil, stimulators, everything you need to keep it clean and healthy and right. A blend of vital nutrients to help nourish and increase blood circulation to hair follicles. Health is the key to a beard like this, baby. And once you see the before and after photos, you'll be thanking me in no time. Plus, it's black owned, family run, and made with real love for real results. You've got to respect that. So stop using everything for everything and get what actually works for you. Explore viral bestsellers and products, healthier hair, all types, Baskin Leather. Go to BaskinLeatherCo.com to use code ShayShay and get 20% off. That's 20% off BaskinLeatherCo.com, code ShayShay. You would have a better understanding, because a lot of times, if you're not in said chosen profession, you don't understand. Being in the spirits business, I knows what it takes in order for you to have a spirit, to, choose the glass and choose what you're going to be. It's going to be a cognac or a whiskey or a bourbon or a wine or a gin or a tequila. To understand that the 3-tier system that you have, it has to go through a distributor before it gets to the shelf. You understand as a musician, you play these instruments, you write these lyrics, and you do all of this. And so you're like, damn, for what they're paying on a streaming service, everything that I've done, it's not quite adding up.
Right.
And so it's like, if you own a restaurant, you know what it takes. Like, man, why does steak cost $30? What, bro, by the time you have to do all of this and to prep it and to get it ready and to pay the servers and the cooks and everything, this is why, if you went and bought the steak, it's $12 at the grocery store. But then you got to cook it.
Yes, and they ain't going to just ship the steak over to the grocery store. You're going to have to go there and pay for that. And people do, and they go for years. And they know the quality is going to be right. That's why Prince was so special. That's why you don't got to put your stuff on streaming. You can go other ways. You can go direct. You can figure out ways to just do, special boutique things for your artists. It might take a little while, but you can build things up.
Okay.
Artists, have been doing it, and they're great artists that are still doing it. I think there's new artists that are trying to work out partnerships and do things like that, where it's not just like, we're going to dump our stuff on streaming and then figure out the rest later.
Right.
Because, especially if you ain't a writer, like, I don't know why you would go that route.
Right. Okay. So how do musicians, like, you make money streaming, you make money touring, you make money writing. So where is the money to be made?
You make money being creative and not being comfortable. That's what I feel like.
Okay.
You make the money comes when you have a passion and a love for something. And I think that's first, right?
Okay.
I have a big love and passion for music, for entertainment, for hosting, for a lot of different things, right? And I'm curious about a lot of different things. So my genesis starts within music, and that was all about me learning how to produce. I learned how to play the drums, which led to me writing. And thank God I learned how to produce and learn how to do something besides, saying? So now I'm a writer, and so a lot
So that's a credit.
Yeah. And that's a lot of where I get my the income that I do make off of music comes from there because
Okay.
I was involved in the writing. I was involved in the producing.
Okay.
And that led to a lot of different things, right? And so, and then I played drums and I started a band. And so my live show was a big thing for me.
Okay.
I wasn't just someone that was in the studio. I love being in the studio. I'm a studio rap, but also entertaining on the stage, that was huge. And so I learned how to play drums and sing somehow. And one of the first things that kind of blew us up on that was when I did Tiny Desk, and everybody was like, who's this guy? And this band?
Right.
Because before that, they were like, oh, he's a rapper, he's a singer, he's something, this and that. But then when they saw me do that, it set me aside. And it was like, wow, this guy's a rock star. He could do
He can do it all.
Yeah, and it put us in a different worlds and different rooms. So then we were doing festivals, and we're doing all these different things. We're bringing in different income, but it started with me spending hours and loving how to play drums. And so there's that. But then touring slows down. Touring is very expensive to do, especially if you have a full band.
Right.
And you have to take care of all these people. And all
Yeah, you got to put them up. You got to
Everyone
plan
has to
to
put up.
investigation.
Everyone's wants their whole things,
Yeah.
right? And so, yes, you have to figure out creative ways so that you can tour and still at least break even. But that's tough. So then it was like, man, okay, I love doing this as well. But then when I started working with starting different groups, and one of those groups was Silk Sonic, and I met Bruno.
Yeah.
And we started a duo, and none of us had to really go off and do a band with anybody, but it was like, again, we were in this time, and we needed each other.
Yes.
And it was great, and we bonded, and we made something so special. We're both from the same cloth. And during that time, we were doing a residency in Vegas, and I was going into the speakeasy called On the Record, and I ran into this guy, Eddie Mack.
Okay.
And Eddie Mack is like the godfather of Vegas, and he was on the turntables. And it wasn't like Serato or CJ's, it was real turntables with vinyl. And I was like, wow, I used to DJ in high school, and I asked him if I can get on, and he let me on, and we started picking vinyls off the wall, and man, I was in there till like 4 a.m.
Wow.
just DJing, and I loved it. And he said, you know what, come back tomorrow, I'll make a crate for you, we can do it again. I came back again and again, and I started DJing all the after parties for Silk Sonic, and then my team was like, hey, you know, we can book you for DJing. And I was like, okay. And I was like, if Eddie comes, I'm down. He'll help me put the crates together. He could be my DJ sensei, and I'll do some shows. And I started doing little things, and eventually I was DJing at Coachella. Then I was doing Met Gala, and now I'm opening for Bruno on his arena. He's playing soccer fields. You know what I'm saying? And so all that stuff comes from just wanting to do it. And now that's another revenue stream that I never would have thought of. And it's low key like, I've been doing that the most, and it was fun because it was like, okay, when I DJ, I'm gonna throw on the bob, and I can have a different alter ego, and I could be up there doing stuff. And then when I want to go to AP, I can be over here with the drums, and I can be with the band, and it was just ways that I can just get into different things and learn how to master different things, and all those things come from being uncomfortable and trying different things and being able to do it when no one's watching you.
Have you ever thought about, or would you consider selling your catalog? Because we saw the Quincy Jones estate just sold a lot of his catalog.
Yeah.
The T-Pain, I had T-Pain on, he sold his catalog. And you see a lot of people moving on selling their catalogs. Is that something you would consider, or?
Sure, man. Shit, if I'm down, if I need it.
the money, right?
I need some more hits though. I got some more to make.
Okay.
And
well, you can sell the catalog and make some more hits and say, I got another catalog you want to buy.
True. I think it's like, man, I got a lot I want to do still.
Yes.
I still on my pub, you know, all that stuff. And so
you still on all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I've done administrative stuff, but I've had a lot of older people and the right people in my corner that gave me great advice when it came to that. And so I'm just gonna keep working and keep making more stuff. I feel like the best is yet to come with my music. But you know, I'm down to have the conversation if the numbers is right.
It's Young here. Let me tell you something. There are moves and then there are power moves, like when a coach steps in and changes the culture overnight. A power move when a quarterback leads a team that's a champion and he goes to another team and they become a champion. Yeah, that's a power move. Or when a basketball player pulls up from the logo and before you know it, power move happens. That's what unks love. And you know what else is a power move? Hiring Morgan & Morgan. They're the largest injury law firm in America. Over 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers, and they've recovered $30 billion for over 500,000 clients. I'm talking real wins too. $6.1 million in Florida when the offer was only $100K. $29.5 million in Georgia. $10.6 million in Nashville. So if you're injured because someone else messed up, don't play around with it. You deserve to get paid. Make a power move. Check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. Go to forthepeople.com/Shannon or dial pound law. That's pound 529 with your cell phone. That's FOR thepeople.com/Shannon or pound law. This is a paid advertisement. What have you learned about the music business?
I'm still learning.
You're still learning.
And
There's a lot to learn.
Yeah, there is a lot to learn. And I learned that, do what you love and what makes you have fun. And don't chase the dollar. Don't chase every dollar. If it's fun for you, if it feels good, do it and things will lead. And, if you know you're not a business person, it's nothing wrong with empowering the people that you trust to handle that side.
That are.
Right? You are an entrepreneur, though. Once you make the choice to be a musician and this is your means to an end, this is how you're going to make your living, you had just stepped into entrepreneurship, right?
Okay.
So at that point, you have a creative and a business side. Some people can do both. Some people try to do both. They crash and burn. But I think for me, the best thing that has worked for me is to empower the people that I trust on the business side so that I can be as free as I want to be on the creative side, because I know I can handle that. And when I'm very much open and free on the creative side, oh man, so much stuff can happen. And then you got to get people that can really keep up with you, and people that are being proactive and that can see it before it comes, and that know you well and are going to tell you the truth and keep you grounded.
In order for you to be as creative as you need to be, you don't need to be worried about this. You got somebody that you trust that's handling that. So now Anderson can be as creative as he needs to be in order to keep producing these hits and coming up with that situation. Yeah, there can be two things, entrepreneur and the business side, but where you're focusing on is that I've empowered people that I trust, that they got my best interest in mind, and they're going to do what they need to do so I can just have a laser focus. Now, don't think I don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to keep checking the books here and there just to make sure.
Yeah. And as you get older, you should want to learn about stuff. Want to learn about the contracts, want to learn how the business works on these things. Because some things that I'm into have less to do with the creativity and more to do with business side. Right? And so, and there's nothing wrong with being a student in that and learning and getting your ass kicked and then coming back. I ventured into the alcohol business, and, that's no longer, but I learned a lot from that first go around. And if I want to go back into it, I know how I would have to go about it, And so, I think it's, you should be able to grow on both ends, but there's nothing wrong with empowering people.
How did you get started? Did you get started? I mean, I read somewhere that you started doing weddings, and I see these old footage of when Bruno Mars, when he was so young, and he's performing with his family, and you see old clips of the Jackson 5, and you see the Donnie Marie Osmond, and you see a lot of these older started out as like kids. So how were you when you started?
That was me. I wanted to entertain my family.
So you've always wanted to be an entertainer?
Always. They would wake me up 3 a.m. Brandon, do the dance, do the backflip, do the impression. And that was it. Every wedding, every reception, I was first in there, busting a move, doing all the stuff. And it just grew from there. But that was where I really started. And when I started playing with my band, we did dive bars, we did weddings, we played so many shows, man, for nobody, sometimes for staff, but it helped us cut our teeth, and we would split all that money, and we go on to the next one, and that's how we got our buzz within LA, was just playing different shows, playing on the Strip, Sunset Strip, doing all that stuff, and really being a band.
Did weddings pay good money?
Weddings are great.
Because you got a band, that's a lot. You got to divide that up. The drummer gets some.
But weddings are still great. Weddings are still some of the best. You see these videos where they be having, how did they get so and so to sing in there? I just saw Bun B was doing international players.
Gary Owen.
That was a check. Best believe. You gon' definitely. So they pay some of the best, and those are some of the funnest gigs too, man. People are having the time of their life. That's their biggest moment.
Right.
And the weddings are great, you know, for that, for reals, and they take care of you. You get the good food.
But you see a lot of, I think I saw Bruno Mars was doing someone's wedding. I
Yeah.
remember Mariah, Carey, you hear about a lot of these, they go over and do these princesses and these kings, their sons or daughters and things of getting married, and they perform. And I hear about I'm like, 5 million, 8 million for like 30, Justin Bieber, like,
Yes.
for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, somebody paid 5, 8, 10 million.
Exactly. And shit, man, this shit is expensive out here, man.
Yeah,
Doing
for
these
sure.
gigs, you know, we be going on the road 30, 40, 60 shows on one leg. And so, you know, to get one of them gigs like that, it's a blessing, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's an easy lift too, huh?
I mean, you know, you know, everything it requires some sort of work. And then also it's like, you know, you are playing for these people that you don't know, and you know, it could be there's pros and cons, but the check could help you get over little things.
So when someone says they want you or they want Bruno to perform a wedding, do they give you a set and kind of, or do you like set your own set, or they give you kind of an idea of kind of the direction that they kind of want to go?
Sometimes for the weddings, they're gonna be a little more strict on what they want, because it's their day, it's their
their
night.
moment.
They
Yeah.
gotta be their perfect thing.
Yes.
So they might have some suggestions. Could you please do this song? This is the song that we met. Could you please refrain from mentioning anything about this? Don't play this. You need to be here at this time because they're gonna walk, and then the doves go here, and then you need to be right there for this moment, because you know. So it's a lot of that stuff. You get the notes for sure.
Do you think back, I mean, I don't know if you've had a conversation with Bruno, is that, bro, we started out doing weddings, small venues, and now we're selling out 60, 70, 80,000 seat arena stadiums. Bro, do you understand how fortunate, just how blessed we are? Have you guys had that conversation?
Sometimes we could have a few drinks. You know, a lot of the things with me and him, I notice, is that we be going so fast,
Right.
that sometimes we don't really get to sit in and like take it in. Oh, be like, look at this, look what we did. It's like we rarely do that. It's like, it's not corny, but it's. I just know personally with
You're
him,
in it.
He's in it. We're workaholics, but I remember when we were working in the studio, and we talking about stories of us coming up and how, you know, getting screwed over in music business, or working with this person and trying to write this, and working in this club, playing for receptions and all these different things. We used to have long conversations about that, and we were like, man, we're from the same cloth.
Right.
We came from the same thing. And that's why we're able to get along and do these things, and we're a rare breed now. And it's super rare. I think it's super rare that someone from that cloth that still is from that Sam Giddy era, that can play all the instruments, and it's important for him to put musicality in a song,
Right.
that can do those arenas still.
Yes.
Right? He's one of the best in the game right now that is doing it on all cylinders, whether it's writing, performing, singing, everything, really an entertainer.
Yes.
It's about putting on the best show possible. But there's a lot of people that do that but can't pack those kind of rooms,
Right.
those arenas. And God bless him, because, you know, he's doing it, and he's also reaching out and being like, hey, come back with me and do this with me.
Yeah.
And it's dope, because you didn't have to do that.
Because you started out, you opened for him,
Yeah.
you did an album, now you're selling out arenas together.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And it's like, you know, he put together, I think, the biggest show, like to have Leon and Ray and Victoria, myself, and then the Hooligans. It's the hottest ticket. And
Right.
I can't do nothing for anybody that wants a ticket. If I can look in that camera, please stop asking me. It's sold out. I got you, Shay Shay.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Y'all coming to Vegas?
You can double as security, and we can figure out something. I'm gonna be
Are y'all
walking
coming to
around.
Vegas?
We come to Vegas.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him perform, and it's...
That's the first show.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm there.
Yeah, Vegas. We there.
We there.
Yeah.
We there. At the start of every new year, I set my goals. I tell myself this year I'm eating right, I'm working out, I'm working hard, staying on track. Then reality hits. Work, travel, cravings, distractions. Life just loves to test your focus. I've been there. I've fallen off, But I don't stay down because Amazon helps bring me back up every time. Amazon is here to make sticking to your goals easier. From healthy snacks I need to workout gear I like to have on hand. All of my everyday essentials are available to purchase in one place. Not to mention, I can get it delivered fast so I don't have to worry about making a trip to the store and adding to my already busy schedule. Great prices, no running around, no extra hassle. Now that's convenient. So when life tries to steer you off track, Amazon can help get you back to the plan, focus on your goals, and stay on your grind. Save every day with essentials from Amazon. The romantic tour. Look, when you and Bruno get together, it's electric. What can the fans expect?
Oh man, it's gonna be beautiful. So Bruno got me playing around 12 noon. I'm the first up. So DJ Pee Wee is gonna be the warm up, and I don't care what mariachi band you got. When I play the Dougie,
Yeah.
you're dead. I'm gonna really just get the crowd ready, man. You know, like it's gonna be just like an action-packed show, and everyone's gonna be like there just to see the best experience of their lives. And I'm really excited to be able to be up there with my boys Eddie and Mo Bretta on the trumpet, and you know, they can look forward to some big surprises. You know, I'm gonna slip in my tunes. You never know, might be a few other tunes,
Right?
Silk Sonic and stuff. So I'm excited, bro. This is gonna be huge.
It's always interesting, like when you release music, do you like call around or do you like, well, who else is releasing? Because when you release, you guys did Silk Sonic, Taylor released like, whoa. Hold on. I know we were really supposed to come out on Tuesday, but we gonna push it back a couple of days.
Deluxe, please.
I mean, do you guys like when you go like, okay, we're gonna release on, let's just say for the sake of argument, the 17th. Mm-hmm. Do you call around like, well, is anybody else releasing on the 17th? Because you kind of want a day to yourself, especially if it's her.
Yeah, true. My next release, I've been going into it's astrology.
Yeah.
I talk to astrologers because the numbers is important.
Okay.
To me.
So the days actually mean something.
Yes. You know, the retrograde, all that
Yeah.
stuff. So my next project, I've been really planning with my astrologist. Okay, we're gonna do it on this because it's landing on this, and what will be for me is for me. I don't care who else come out. It's gonna be right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who have you worked with? Have you ever worked with Taylor?
I haven't.
Is there anybody that you would like to? Obviously, you know, you and Bruno are doing great, but listen that you love music so much and you love being with other great musicians. I don't think you'll have a problem getting along or working with anyone as long as they're about that work and can help you make great music, because you're all about making great music. And if they can make great music, why not get together and make better music?
Yeah. The two that I still haven't worked with is like Beyonce, Rihanna. Ooh. Oh, actually Jay-Z.
Ooh.
And
but Jay-Z might be having something out. Isn't he doing something in Philly?
I know. Oh, the Roots Picnic.
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm trying to pull up. Yeah.
I mean Jay, to get Jay out the house, Jay about to drop something, ain't he?
Yeah.
He about to drop something. Yeah. Jay been sandbagging him.
Yeah. It's probably a good time right now. But yeah, I mean, in those are probably the two or three, but I'd be getting excited to work with, you know, newer artists that are coming up that I haven't heard before. And, you know, every once in a while I get hip to some artists. I'm like, damn, who's that? And that's where it's at because, man, I done worked with a lot of people, man.
Right.
I've been really blessed to be able to work with a lot of people.
You know, Bruno out there making jokes, talking about, I'm almost done, almost paid off.
On his debt.
Yeah. Man,
He good, man. He good money.
You like to gamble?
No. I'll do it if there's nothing else to do.
So what's your game of choice? Blackjack,
craps. I'll play anything, honestly. Rock, paper, scissors. I don't mind. Especially if I'm losing, I'm going
you try to get it back.
Get that back. Yeah, I don't like to lose. That's why it's not good for me. And my mom was a big gambler, and she battled with that. She overcame it. She don't gamble no more.
Right.
Now our addiction is we love the Dodgers. We like going and watching baseball.
Okay.
Big Dodgers fan.
There's been a lot to celebrate.
Opening, yep. They know they were the most hated right now. But yeah, we do that. You know, she loves F1 and boxing and stuff. But yeah, I'm not a big gambler.
But if you're in Vegas, it's kind of hard to live in Vegas if you like to gamble because it's so accessible, and they know who you are. Hey, Mr. Anderson, would you like a line?
Exactly.
Would you like a lot of credit? How much more? No, I'm good.
Cirque du Soleil. Go to the buffet. You know what I'm saying? I might actually be downtown. I'm going downtown, chill with the locals.
Well, they were saying the residency was like a repayment, but you guys are stepping out.
I didn't have nothing to do with that debt. Why I get drug in the debt?
Hey, that's your homeboy. If your homeboy did something wrong, you got to pay his debt off too.
I done got drug into everything, man.
But help me understand this, because you're part of several musical groups.
Yeah.
How does that work? Who gets precedent?
Oh man, it's just all about
timing.
Timing, yeah. Okay. Well, how I feel like I'm very big on balance. So, you know, after I did the Bruno thing, we killed that, and we got 4 Grammys, and it was fun. And I called it Life on Mars because I was rocking with him, you know, over 2-3 years or something, you know, plus the residency. But it was important for me to circle back and go with my first duo, which was No Worries.
Right.
And that's how I got in front of Dre, was with my song that I did with him, and it was called Suede. And shout out to Knowledge. That was my first record deal that I got on Stone's Throw. And after I was done with Silk Sonic, I went back and worked with Knowledge and finished up our record. It was 8 years since we had put the last one out, and then we finished it, and we put that record out, and we got a Grammy for that one, and then we did a tour. But I'm just like, I got to give everything its own time. But I want, if it's working, the energy's right, then it's cool. And then now, you know, I've been in this DJ Pee Wee thing, and so that's been fun. And I've been spending a lot of years doing that and just developing and working on the craft of being a DJ and learning what to play, learning what my style is, and getting a good knowledge of all kinds of music, old and new. And now it's gotten me to where I'm opening up for Bruno. But I've also been delving in to the film world.
Right.
And that's a whole process. It took 5 years for me to get my first film done. But I got to direct it, co-write it, star in it with my son. And I got my ass kicked up, but I learned so much from it. And I never would have thought it would have made like movie festivals like TIFF and you know, Tribeca. And now it's in AMC theaters. And yeah, man, it'll be everywhere in May.
But does it get hard getting pulled? Because look, you're having such great success with Silk Sonic, and you're doing this with Bruno. And the old group like, well, hold on, bro. Before there was Bruno and before there was Silk Sonic, that was your boy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nah, it happens, man. And people it's tough too, because, you know, people talk about, and Madonna said this, you know, people talk about how artists change when they start making money and fame, but they don't ever talk about how people around them change.
Yes.
Right? And that
their expectations of you change.
Right? They start acting different.
Yes.
They want something different. And then it causes you to start guarding up and doing stuff, right? And then you can't trust no one. Then you're in a bubble. And so, thank God I got family, I got friends. I have a team of women that are very like strong and smart and keep me grounded and keep it real with me. I've been with the same team for a while. I have kids, and I know that it's more than just about me. It's more than just about these that I grew up with. It's like I'm getting older now. I'm chilling, you know, I'm trying to like work so that I can provide, right? And so, but you just gotta, Nas told me this the other day. I was sitting with him. He said, you know, the cats that were like, what about me? You know, just get them gifts. Don't be like them. You know, you just send them gifts. Shower them with love, you know? And that's what I'm doing. I'm big on gifts, you know? It's like, you know what? It's all good, man. I know you mad because of this and that, but here goes something. Here goes something. Here goes love.
I'm always interested. If you're in a group, let's just say it's a 7-8 person group. You do both the leads. When it comes down, okay, you get, say, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 for the show. Is it divided up equally?
Hell no.
Damn.
Nah. Because here's the thing, like, if I don't make this shit happen,
right, it
ain't gonna happen.
Right.
I'm putting together the show.
Okay.
I'm in the front.
Right.
There ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Now, there's a lot of ways we can do this.
Okay.
Like if we don't want to do it that way, then okay, we don't have to do it. I'll go off and do something else, right? But if you can do something to this extent, then you do it.
Right.
If you can't, let me put it together.
Right.
Let me make sure everyone's taken care of in a way, and we can negotiate if you want a little more of this and that. But nah, because that's not how it works with me. In a sense, you know, and especially with my band, I got to split it with the drummer.
Right.
I'm the lead man and the drummer. So, you know.
Oh, so you get 2 cuts. So you get 2 cuts.
That's why I get my own room on the bus.
Right.
So that's my roommate is the drummer. So, no, but it's like I spend hours developing the show, the playlist, making sure from behind the scenes to everything. It's a lot of work. It's a lot. But I made sure, like with my band, for instance, Anderson .Paak and the Free Nationals.
Right.
That is a brand. Every show I did, I made sure that both of our names were on the bill.
Okay.
Why? Because when I want to go off and do my thing, I don't want y'all ever having to wait for me.
Right.
You guys got to have your own brand and be your own.
So you guys can go do something.
Stand on your own.
Okay.
I've seen it before. I watched dynasties break and fall because everybody was like, that's our guy and we're behind him. But then when he went off and wanted to do something else, everything fell apart. But if you guys got your own brand and your own name, you can always take that and do what you want. That had nothing to do with me.
Right.
I'm a part of it. I'm part of the legacy, and I'm a help and do everything I can. But you guys can always stand on your own. I think that's very important with all my different ventures and everything. If you don't like how things are going around with this, then you can go off and do your own thing. And,
Right.
and it only makes my legacy stronger if you go off and do your own thing.
Right.
Miles Davis had Herbie. He had Chick Corea. Marcus Miller came out of all his bands.
Yeah.
He wasn't staying with the same band. He'd go start a new one, and then boom, boom, boom. Jay-Z got all kinds of people coming under him. You know, there's different coaches in NFL that that have
They had the tree, the Sean McVay tree.
athletes
Yes.
come up out of them.
Yep.
It only makes their legacy greater when the people go off and do that, and they
Right.
can stand on their own. So yeah, I think that's important.
You had no opportunity to work with J. Cole, and his album is doing unbelievable. What was that experience like? What's Cole like in the studio?
Cole's great. He's like the everyday man. He's one of those dudes that gonna be like really grounded and give you some good insight. I remember when I first met him, he was. I talked to him and we was chilling. And he was like giving me books to read, and just was like real encouraging, man. That was one of the toughest tours I ever was on, though, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like when I went on tour with Cole, I was on the For Your Eyes Only tour.
Okay.
And it was right after Bruno, and I was really excited. I was like, I told Bruno, you know what? No, I'm going to do my solo stuff. Because Bruno wanted me to go and 24 karat magic, then he wanted me to go on the 26 karat and 27th, and I was like, no, I gotta go off and I gotta work on my stuff. Yeah, because I'm gonna work on my album, and I want this too for myself eventually. And right when I left that tour, Cole was knocking on my door. He was like, hey man, you want to come do a few dates with me? I got an arena tour too. And I was like, damn, I just told Bruno, fuck it. The check is gonna be crazy. So let me slide over here and do this real quick.
Right.
Man, I got on that tour. I almost got booed off stage every night. Cole was doing this arena tour where his stage was in the middle of the arena.
Right.
And he had all of Dreamville opening up too. So it was like Jid, Boss, and Ari Lennox, and then me, and then Cole. So you get through Dreamville, right? They kill it. Then after the last version of Dreamville, the lights go down. The arena thinks it's about to be Cole, and then it was me. And they was like, nigga, no, boo, this man. The hell? It's been 2 hours. We want to see Cole.
Right.
I'm like, hold on, y'all. And yeah, man. And then Cole come up, and he was in. I think that was the concert where he was pulling up in a like prison suit.
Right.
It was just different, man. But I remember that was where I learned, man, like just keep it humble, and we would start the show with all these theatrics and try to do all this stuff, but it was like, they ain't coming to see you. They came to see Cole. So I remember that's when I was like, all right, we're going to do, I saw the video of the Beatles where they just walk on stage and the lights are on and it's like, hey, we're the Beatles. And then they just start playing.
Right.
So I was like, let's just try that. Let's just walk on stage real humble, lights on, no theatrics. Hey, I'm Anderson .Paak. We're going to play a few songs. Yes, Lord. Boom. We start playing, and that's how we got him on our side.
Wow.
And yeah, Cole was dope. We made a bunch of records, and yeah, he'll just pull up. He's super, everyone loved Cole, man. Like super humble, and can rap his ass off.
Yeah.
Too, man. Yeah.
You also work with Kendrick.
Yep.
What was that experience like? Because it's always like when you're dealing with greatness, be it Brady, Manning, be it Kobe, LeBron, rest his soul, Kobe, Jordan. When you're dealing with greatness, there are a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
But there are some very big differences as well.
Yep.
What if you know, without trying to get too much in depth, what are some of the similarities and what are some of the differences that you notice between Cole and Kendrick and how they go about their business?
Yeah, they're not trying to be all chummy. Those dudes are focused. Like you don't see them outside having shots. Like you don't be seeing Cole over at at my Andy's club, like wilding out, popping up on here and there. Like those dudes are hyper focused, family dudes, quiet. They probably do have all kinds of different other sides, but they are so into the music and so into their projects that I don't know much about them outside of that.
Outside of the work,
right? You know, so but I have hung out with both of them in different instances, but yes, very quiet and probably got a lot going on upstairs. And then Kendrick's funny because I'll be talking to him and I'll be like, yo, what's going on, man? I know you're working on something. Let me be a part of that. He's like, nah, man, I'm trying to figure it out, this and that. And then the next day it'll be album drop. Like, nigga, you couldn't put me on the interlude. Knew you was working on something. Nah, I'm just trying to, man, I'm just like you, man. I'm just writer's block. Surprise album. Yeah. So I love it, man. They don't be letting you know a bunch of shit. It's just like they focus, and that's how it should be.
The big three. Are they the big three? Cole, Drake, and Kendrick?
Sure. I mean, it's all preference, man. I mean, who's your big three?
Man, my big three old.
That's what I'm saying. It's everybody's got.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. My big three old.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Mine is probably like Paak.
Yeah, probably Paak. If I had to like say, okay, for the next 3 months, you're only gonna be able to listen to 3 rappers. Probably Paak, Lil Wayne. Ooh-wee.
That's interesting. You said listen, because the favorite people I like to listen to and the people that I think are actually the GOATs are different to me.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I probably want to listen to Kanye.
Oh, yeah, Kanye.
You know what I'm saying? As far as, like, if I'm going to listen to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably throw Kanye in.
Probably want to listen to Jay. Probably want to listen to Snoop. But like as far as like the legacy and who I think are the big three and everything, it's like that list might be a little different. Okay. Probably close to the same, but same thing with Wayne. I probably want to listen more. They probably got more stuff that I want to have fun to and listen to.
Who took longer to sing you the verse? Kendrick or 3 Stacks?
I think, damn, that was a tough one. I think 3 Stacks. 3 Stacks played with my emotions a little bit, man. That was a tough journey to go through, but it was so worth it.
Right.
Shout out 3 Stacks. But man, only reason why is because 3 Stacks actually came to the studio three stacks of times. And didn't lay anything.
Really?
Yes. And came with his little journal and was in there for hours.
He had a flute with him?
He didn't have the flute. This is pre-flute.
Okay, pre-flute.
Pre-flute.
Okay.
This one he had a little composition book.
Yeah.
Same overalls.
Yeah.
But there was no flute, and he was in that studio for hours. And you good, man? Need some tea? Yeah, I'm good, man. And 8 hours passed. He come out. I think tomorrow I'll have it. Next day he come back. Another 8 hours. I think tomorrow's the night. It's gonna be good. It's full moon. It's gonna be good.
You do realize the studio time.
It's coming out of what label you on? 3 Stacks? Can I? And just nothing. And then I gave up. And then we went on the road, and we were in Italy. And this is months later, and he sent it back, and it was like, I had it in my inbox. It was 3 Stacks. It
was well worth it.
It was well worth it, man. Blew our minds, and I'll never forget it, man. It was like, it's not about how long it take, man. It's about what you actually do when you actually send it. That's what it's about. So,
but is it true that he didn't want you guys to release the song?
He did.
Why?
He did. He just felt he was just telling me, after he sent it and we were so hyped about it, he felt like he didn't add anything to the song, and he maybe it wasn't right. Maybe he just wasn't necessary. And I think that artists go through that. And I think a lot of artists get in their own head, and I urged him and told him, man, no, this is a beautiful song because of you, and you added greatly to it. And shout out to Dr. Dre, the other Dre. I think he kind of convinced him, and we were able to put that record out. But what happens, man? It happens. Sometimes, like, you know, people want you to also on the other end, people want you to do features and you can't get it done in time, and you know they get pissed off. And it's like, damn, man. But I don't take any personal, man. It's everyone's got their own stuff that they're going through, man. And so if you can lend a helping hand to my project and make it happen in any time or fashion, sometimes everyone's got their deadlines, but you know, we impose a lot of our deadlines on other artists, and you never know what they got going on, or
right?
What kind of stuff that they're gearing up towards. Sometimes they don't want to put stuff out because it's going to interfere with what's going on. And you know, everything that you put out, you should have time to promote it. I want to be able to do stuff, do the video, all this stuff. So sometimes if I know I can't do all that, I won't bother putting it on, you know, getting on the track. And it's nothing to do with nothing personal.
Right.
You know?
Is it a situation where I'm looking at, you won 9 Grammys and you say Dre was like, it probably took him one of the longest to get back to you. And then when he came in, like, I don't really think I add anything. Are there more stories like that, or more times than not? Because you hear some people like, hey, I sent him the beat, and then he sent me the track back 10 hours later, 24 hours later, 3 hours later.
Yeah.
And then some people like, man, I just had done given up hope. I thought it was over.
Yep. No, you get more on the opposite end. I think with me too, it takes a long time for me to put out stuff that's on my project, right?
Okay.
So sometimes I did records with people and they sent it back and everything. They're like, whatever happened to that record? What's going on with that? They urgent, or you know, they wanted to come out and they're hitting me up. I'm like, chill.
It ain't ready yet.
It ain't ready yet.
Yeah.
Or I got on a producer's record and y'all using that? What's going on?
Right.
You know, blah blah blah. And sometimes, man, you know, some people cancel themselves out like that.
Really?
They're too eager, too hyped.
Right.
Chill. But now you getting on my nerves. You pissed me off now. I'm about to come from over here with it.
So let me ask you, if somebody asks you to get on their track, do you look to get compensated, or are you going to ask them to return the favor at a later date and time? So
don't nobody got no money except for Koreans. Those are the only ones that's the only ones that's gonna pay you. You fooling yourself. You think you're gonna get a rate or something from one of these rappers? You gonna get a swap?
Right.
Yeah, we gonna swap. There ain't no money in it. But now when the internationals ask, they gonna pay you. They gonna fly you out. They gonna treat you right. Okay. Shout out to my Koreans now. You might see me on a lot of them records.
Right. So how long? So you get a feature. So how long does it take you? So you start working on an album. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, if you say, you know what, I got a project coming out and it's gonna be fall, maybe late fall 26 or early 27. How soon do you start working on the project? Do you have a concept in mind or kind of direction you want to go? And the people that you potentially want to have on the album, how long does that take?
Myself, I've been working on the project since my last album drop.
Okay.
I never stop. I make music continuously.
Okay.
Now, there might be a time of that I'll set aside to finish the project.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna set 2 months to wrap this up. Stop lollygagging and no more new songs. I'm gonna tighten these ones up. Now I know the vibe I want. I'm gonna start thinking about what I want this to look like and everything. And I've gotten better with that process with each album.
Right.
But yeah, I'm always continuously working since the last project. Now I have a lot of different projects and groups, right?
Right.
My last solo project came out 2019, I think, Ventura, right? And we got a Grammy for that, but it came out the same year as the project before. But I was making records right after that, for my own stuff that I set aside, and for Silk Sonic, for No Worries, whatever. And now, you know, I got another project that I'm working on now that I'm setting aside a couple weeks now that my studio's done. I can sit there and wrap it up and get it tight. Then we can talk about when we want to put this out. Do we want to get any features on it? And then we can, you know, figure out from there how it goes.
Do you, like, when you're touring, do you still try and record?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes, like, we try to bring the tour the equipment with us, but 9 times out of 10 that never works. But what I end up doing is when I'm in the city, so and so was in the city, and we'll book a studio and we'll do something, and then I'll go, you know, here. I love doing that, getting into other people's worlds. Right. It's inspiring for me.
Dr. Dre just became a billionaire. What's some of the best advice he's given you?
Don't ask no money from me, nigga. Don't ask me for shit. Yeah, that's. I don't know if that's advice or just like a proclamation, but yeah.
But when you get in your position, you said that And you say that jokingly, but when you get in your position, does it get harder or easier to tell people no? Because they like, hey, I know you got it, bro. Let you break me off a little something. Does it get harder to say no, especially to people that you know? Now, somebody just arbitrarily just met you 6 months ago or a year ago. It's easy to tell them, hell no, get the hell out of here. But somebody that you've been around 5, 10, 15, or known you since you've grown up, because that's how they do it. Right. Bro, you remember, hey, man, you remember the time we was on the monkey bars, man, we was at that church on the swing set? Man, I knew you was going to make it. Man, I told my homeboy, I said, yeah, he going places. So you get that.
Straight up. I just hate when they beat around the bush, man. And you know, that whole thing. It's just like, yeah, man, I see you doing well, man. I wish I could just do well like that. Man, it's been tough for me, but you go ahead, man. I seen you with Shay Shay. You looking great, man. I wish I could just have it like that. Now,
bro, how much you need,
man?
Exactly.
Just spit it out, man. Here. But you get those people that you know that, no, I could give you $1 million. I give you $1 billion. You'll be broke tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know that. It's not about the money, bro. Like you got some other things going on, and if I'm give you this, it's only gonna hurt you more.
Right.
You know, I'm not being cheap, but this is real. Like there's people that are sometimes incapable of being helped because it's not the money that is the issue. It's how they're going about life is the issue. Mm-hmm. How they are going about their relationships with other people, that is the issue. So when you give them money, you're just feeding the beast.
Right.
And they think that they can come right back around because they're going to come back around. They're not going to have it again. And then they're going to come back to you with it. And it's two things going to happen. You're going to get tired of it. And then, it's going to blow up a situation. And It's going to make it weird. And, but then there's people that they get down bad, and I can't wait to help them out because they helped me out. And it's like, thank you for asking. And it's, sometimes people got a lot of pride and they don't want to ask, and it takes a lot to ask someone for help, especially financial help.
Yeah. And if they ask, they really need it.
They do. And if I got it, bro, you got it, man. Like, I love being able to help provide for my family, especially my sisters, my broke ass sisters. They ask for money a lot, and it's beautiful, you know. And my sister been wanting a tummy tuck for a long time. And I didn't give it to her. I got her a Peloton. I got her a treadmill.
Yeah.
All kinds of different things.
But see, that's that poor man plastic surgery. Gym membership. Yeah. I need a rich man. When I go to the doctor, he get it apartment.
Ain't no shortcuts to this. I didn't take no shortcuts getting to this money.
Right.
So you gonna have to let me see how if you work. Because once you get the tummy tuck, I want to see you gonna start acting different. And you gonna keep it off. You can't have the tummy tuck, but you still on the Chick-fil-A mentality. Right. Okay. So it ain't gonna help you.
Right.
So I just try to help when I can. I don't mind helping it. It's fun, and honestly, like I feel like you get what you give in this industry. I'm not the richest man, but for some reason I'm able to do everything I love to do, and I love giving away stuff. I love providing when I can, and what Dre, some advice that he's always told me, man, is Dre, you never see him in the hoopla, right? And he's been he's been a person that survived the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and seen people come and go, and has always stayed his ass in the studio and stayed focused on what he loves, right? And that's what it's about. Again, he told me, just do what you love. Don't ever chase none of that stuff. Don't chase the hype. Do what's gonna make you have fun and that you feel in your spirit, and everything else will follow. And that's gotten him to the point where he's a billionaire now. He's never been the type to be on some flashy, like, I'm all about the money. Nah. Every time I see Dre, he's working. He's in the studio like it's his first day still. And he doesn't have to, but he loves that. And everything, he's created this whole world around him, and he's created just a whole family tree of amazing artists. I'm proud to be one of them. And that's one thing that I've always respected and admire, and, following his footsteps for sure.
Is it a situation, Anderson, that when you see, like, I'm only gonna give what I don't lend money, I give money, and I'm only giving what I can afford to know I'm not getting back. So I don't give money with the hopes of getting, because I already know I'm not.
Yes, and then that you get the types like, man, I'm gonna pay you back. I'm gonna say that you remember this date. I'm gonna set it, and then they do all that. I'm like, bro, you don't need to, but since you wanted to say all that, all right, I'm gonna hold you to it. What'd you say it was? March 4th? All right, cool. Right. We're gonna see. And the niggas don't pay back.
No.
They can't. And that's the thing, is like, ain't no loan. It's like, if I give you this, exactly, it's not raking me. I don't want it back. Here, don't do me no favors. Don't do that. Nah, I got you. Nah, man.
I ain't no deadbeat
now. Matter of fact, I don't want this money. Yeah, so it's like, I just give it, bro. I don't have no loans and nothing like that.
Are you surprised? Like, Dre doesn't do a whole lot. If Dre working with you,
Yeah.
he believed 1,000,000,000,000% in you. Because Dre don't really. I mean, I think what the last thing I heard he did did Snoop. I think Snoop had a project about a year ago, and he did Snoop track. But Dre doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, well, when you're a billionaire, you don't have to do shit. You just do what's fun and what you want
Right.
to do, right? And that's the beauty of it. Like, some shit I have to do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I
Yeah,
gotta
for
get
sure.
out here. And a lot of these guys, again, they were doing music, but then they found other things, and it helped them create an exit for themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Dre got into headphones and got into this, and he was open enough to be working with different creators and different partners and entrepreneurs that put him into other spaces to where now he can make
Right.
albums on yachts, and that you can hear him or you can not hear him. It's up to him.
Right.
And that's what I want to be doing.
Right.
You know?
If I put your feet to the fire, what's the greatest rap conglomerate? Death Row, Bad Boys, No Limit, Cash Money, Rockefeller, Rough Riders.
Wow.
Who am I leaving out?
You said Cash Money.
Cash Money, No
Boy,
Limit, Death
No
Row,
Limit,
Rockefeller,
Swisher House.
Swisher House, Rap a Lot, Aftermath.
Shady. Damn.
Because Aftermath was M50, Kendrick, Game.
Yep.
So you have So Death, you got Rough Riders, TDE, Quality Control, Maybach Music, Def Jam.
Shit. I'm gonna have to say Dre. Anything with Dre, whether it was Death Row, Aftermath.
Yeah.
Because just the lineage, like from the
Because they had Snoop,
Eminem,
Paak.
Snoop, Paak, Kendrick, myself, Game,
Yep.
50 Cent. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
And you know, coming out of the Death Row era as well, you know, with Pac and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it. That's pretty huge, man. You know, shout out to all the conglomerates, you know, like Dungeon Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Super Bowl halftime show performance. Which one do you think the greatest? We just saw Bad Bunny do his thing. Obviously, the year before that, Kendrick did his thing.
Yep.
And then you had Rihanna, you had Usher, you had Michael, you had Prince. There have been some great, Beyonce. We've had some greats. But if you had to, and you probably go back about 20 years. I mean, I think your memory can go back about 20 years, or you remember the best.
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre, the
That
LA,
was
were
the
you like
best
that?
one. I was in that one. That was the biggest moment. Yeah, I think that one. That if it's not that, it's Michael Jackson.
93 at the Rose Bowl.
I mean, dude, Kendrick and Bad Bunny killed it as well. But yeah, for me, it's always gonna be Dre. Like, that was my era of stuff.
Yeah.
To be on the stage with them. To
You remember Prince in Miami?
Prince.
It playing Purple. It started to rain. He playing Purple Rain, and it starts to rain.
legendary.
And they had the silhouette, they had the curtain up, and you could just see him. It was just like,
Yep.
you had to be there to see.
Janet.
Janet.
The titty came out.
Oh, and that was in Houston.
That
02,
was
I think.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was huge.
The Game. How did it work? Because I had Game on the show. In Game, I mean, there's no question he could rap.
Yeah.
I have a lot of other stuff surrounding going along with it.
Yeah. But you know, Game Man, that's my big homie. He really was one of the first people to put me on. Like, right around the time I was working with Dre, Game invited me to work with him, and he had like 80 Bloods in the studio, and he had like 100 models in there, and I had never recorded under those circumstances before. And he got me in the booth, and he said, "Hey, you just spit whatever.
Right.
You know, you go in there, I would come up with something. He said, go in the booth, do it." And I spit, you know, and I come out, the whole booth be going crazy, and like, it put the battery in my back. And he's like, you my favorite artist, bro. You gonna make it. I'm gonna get as much as I can with you here, because you gonna blow up after this. And it was crazy, because right after that, man, I was gone.
So what type of studio session? Because some people like it quiet.
Yeah.
Some people like they got models running around.
Yep.
They going.
Yeah.
It's a chaotic scene.
Yep.
So when you go into the booth, how do you like it?
I go through seasons, man. I go through different things. Honestly, because I work with so many people in different groups, I'm very much a chameleon. So
Right.
whatever.
So you can adapt
I'm
it.
easy. I can adapt, because it doesn't take much from me. I could make a record here with
Right.
this mic, you know.
Right.
But if it's up to me, I like having at least couple women in the studio. Now, I'm not talking about like if that doesn't mean I'm with them or anything like that. I like the energy.
You like the beauty. You like the
It's the room gets it to a higher frequency, and I want to know like, is this working? Hitting something, and like I like to make people dance, and I want music to make them feel good and everything. And so I like to see if that is something I'm getting close to, and also it helps me bring something out of me as well. You know. But I can work however. I could work with a ton of people in the studio as well, because it's different when you work with a room. If the whole control room is packed with people, then there's certain entertainment show element that goes into that. Right. And so you want to get a reaction out of the crowd, and to know that you're doing something right, or doing something that's moving the crowd. And some of these records that we make are for the people, right? For people to move and stuff. So it's cool having that crowdsourcing when we spitting some stuff, then you play in the booth. Oh, that show is fire! This is crazy. Yeah. And then it's cool to have stuff where it's just you. You know what I'm saying? Where you have to get real internal and get weird, because also there's the process where it's not going to sound good at first, and it's going to go from sounding like this to this to this to this, and you got to go through all these different gyrations to get to this. Right. And then, oh wait, it's actually this, and then we're starting something completely new. And sometimes that's not the most beautiful process to be able to see, and it's very revealing. Right. So I understand like why people might not want that to be seen by everybody, and I'm the same way. When I'm working on something that's really personal that I'm still trying to figure out, or I feel like I need to really tap in, I like it to just be me and my engineer, or honestly probably just me working in the room playing the beat 50 million times, or production 50 million times, trying to figure it out. What's the best way I can approach this? You worked with Haley Stanfield,
that was in Centers, married to Josh Allen. What was that experience like?
She was great. We just met online, and she was like a big fan. We hung out, and we was like just hanging out, Met Gala. She was super cool. I didn't know about her music career or nothing like that before.
I didn't either.
I knew she was in some movies, but I didn't know she was in the music. And she approached me with that record. And people will hit you up for records, and they're hit or miss, but that one was nice. I was really surprised, and it was cool. And one day we were just partying. We was going out, and we were close to Dre's studio, and I was like, let's just go. I'm gonna try to get something to this, and took her there, and I recorded that verse. And I was telling her, she loved it, and I was telling her, look, I really want to get into film. If I could direct this video, that would be awesome, because I want to build a reel for when I take it to try to get funding. And she was like, cool, yeah, I'm gonna let you direct it. So she let me direct that music video and everything. Wow. Yeah, it was insane.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, JT.
What's it like?
It's great.
I mean, he hadn't put out anything in a while, but boy, he had a stretch there when he was working with Timbo.
Yeah.
Everything that whether it was him or he was doing the collab.
Yeah. Justin with Timbo, Neptunes. Insane with the boy band, insane. So Justin hit me up when it was for Trolls, and it was dope, man, because he was such a big part. I didn't know how much he had his hands in everything within the movie, within his character he was playing, and then within the music. So it was like his brainchild and what his little project that he was working on, and he was very serious about it. And he was working, had me in there working with Ludwig, who did the music for Sinners. Yep. And also James Fauntleroy, who's worked a lot and wrote a lot of stuff for Bruno. Right. So I was in there with the Juggernauts, and he was like, yeah, man, I want to get you in here. And we started making these records. And one of the records, he left early, and I stayed longer with Ludwig, and we made a record, just messing around. He came back next day. He's like, wait, I think this could be the ending credit song. It ended up being the ending credit song. And it was like, I was working with him for weeks on records, and I was like, man, I want to be a voice on Trolls, like, you know what I'm saying? And he got me in there, and I ended up getting a role on there on Prince D on Trolls 2. Trolls 2, yeah, and I'm like a part of the Funk Trolls, so that was dope.
When you're in studio, do you know because it goes back and forth. I've heard people say, well, I thought it would be good, but I didn't know it was going to be like this. And then people say, hey, I thought it was going to be this, and it didn't turn out. Do you know when you're in the studio and you're working with someone or you're doing your thing that this is it?
Yeah, you can tell people that are really into it. Some people are their mind is somewhere else.
Right.
Some people, you get in there, they're on their phones, they're preoccupied.
Really?
Yeah. They got other things, ventures and meetings, and they can't focus on it, or they want, it's very transactional. Maybe they want you to do something, but they're not concerned about how we can make the best song possible. It's just a moment, something that they think is good enough, and okay, now we're gonna put it and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, dog, we should work on this a little more. It could be better, stuff like that. Those are the people that I could see that it's like, they're different. Those are the Brunos, and those are JT, and you know, a lot of different acts that not a lot. It's kind of, honestly, it's rare that you meet a lot of people like John Bellion. I'm working with now. He's like that. People that want to get in there and fight and dig
and be great.
You know, just and it's less and less people because it takes a long time. And it's not always fun, and you got to work, and you got to, you know, start over. Corday, someone that I've made a lot of records with, that he's like that as well. But
Right.
Yeah, you can tell, and it's a whole process. But some people know what they want right away, and you do it, and you get different results. But I honestly, I'll be keeping my expectations kind of low, and I just have fun.
I got this one. I've been wanting. Give me your top 5 white R&B soul pop singers. So you got JT, Adele, Robin Thicke, John B, Tina Marie.
Isn't John B Puerto Rican?
For this argument, he gonna be on there.
How y'all gonna do him like that?
Christina Aguilera, Sam Smith.
Oh, I gotta go Bobby Caldwell.
Okay.
I gotta go Average White Band, the whole band. I gotta go who else? Janis Joplin. I gotta go Donald Fagen, Steely Dan, Hall and Oates.
Okay.
You said, is this modern? I'm sorry. I'm
No.
I'm just thinking of. Michael McDonald.
Doobie Brothers. Can't forget.
Yeah, I gotta.
I saw Hall and Oates. I've seen them like 5 times. They're unbelievable. Well, that was before. They're not together anymore.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
have you seen Adele in concert?
Adele, I haven't seen her. Incredible singer. Yeah.
That woman.
Nika Costa. Remember Nika Costa? She was soulful too.
Not familiar with her.
Yeah, she was dope.
But I like Robin Thicke. Tina Marie.
Yeah.
I know you remember Tina.
Tina Marie.
Oh my goodness.
Tina Marie, Joss Stone.
I'd have never guessed. I remember when we first heard Tina Marie back in the early 80s when she was with Rick before she became a solo artist. And it was like, man, I heard she white.
Yeah.
I said, man, if you don't sit out, ain't no way.
Back then you get away with it though.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Because I mean, that might have been like pre-MTV.
Right, yeah.
And to hear her and her vocals, I'm like, nah, ain't no way. And then when you actually saw her, she is white and she this big.
Yep.
And I'm like, whoa, it's almost like, kind of like Stephanie Mills.
Yeah.
How does somebody have a voice that powerful? Stephanie Mills got to be like 5 foot tall.
Yeah, straight up.
And, yes. It's the same thing with Tina. So when you hear these voices, and I don't know why Christina Aguilera is a small woman.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande is a small. How do you put a voice like that in this look?
Yeah.
But they say they pack dynamite in small packages.
That's right.
But I'm like, how do you put somebody like a voice like that in something so small?
Yeah.
And it just carries.
Yeah, all the little small guys are the most talented in the world. It's compact in that little thing.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Bruno. You know, he not small, he big, but it's like pause. But he like
Bruno might be he pushing 5'2", 5'3".
But you know, they're the most talented like people. Prince.
You got to see Bruno. Chat. I mean, if you've never seen Bruno Mars in concert, you got to see him.
Yeah.
You've got to see him. I'm talking about from playing the instruments to dancing to singing. He's not a one man band, but he's a one man band because he can do it all. He's unbelievable. Yep. I've seen him a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see him again in Vegas.
See him play craps. This is insane. Boy, can play some Baccarat too.
Oh, he play Baccarat?
Yeah. He's very talented.
Oh Lord, my goodness. Did you hear what Jack Harlow said? That he got blacker now that he's making R&B music.
I didn't see it.
Heard it?
I've been seeing it on the internet.
Yeah,
yeah. What do you think of that?
Damn. I didn't know it was possible, but okay.
Right. Hey, man. Good luck with that, man. Sheesh. A rollout is a rollout, though.
Yeah.
Because, you know, now I know he has an album out, so.
But he also talked about white artists stepping away from rap and moving towards traditionally white sounds.
Mm-hmm.
You agree with that?
Traditionally white sounds.
Yeah.
What is traditionally white sounds?
Well, I guess they're moving away from rap because, you know, well, I mean, it ain't like there been a whole lot of rappers anyway. I mean, you got ill, but I mean, it's not like.
What is traditionally white sound? Like yodeling or like what? All the sounds are like black derived.
They were
You know what I'm
ours.
saying? But I'm just saying,
Whatever music you talking to, we is
you know,
us.
if they start yodeling and I don't know, something like that, I guess that would make sense. But yeah, I don't know what he's getting at with that. But I you know, more power to him, man.
I think you mentioned Leon Thomas earlier, and he's like,
yes,
I
think that, man. Leon is one of the great like modern R&B singers we have right now.
Yeah, because he's gonna be on the tour. He's gonna be on a romantic tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this tour, obviously, you know, you and Bruno, y'all do your thing. So how many artists do you have? So will it be Leon and someone else, or
it's his tour? Honestly, he could switch the whole shit up next week if he wanted to.
So in other words, you might have Leon Thomas might open like 10 cities, and then you have somebody else come in and open 10 cities, and somebody else just
however he sees it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I haven't seen the thing, but I know I'm on the whole thing, which is dope. But yeah, I think he's mixing it up. But
have you ever met Leon?
Yes. Yeah.
So what advice? Because I don't know if he's been on anything as big as this right here. So what advice would you give him?
Just stay healthy, man. Stay focused, and you know, worry about killing on that stage, because that's what everybody else is gonna be doing.
Right.
Like, everybody is a killer performer on that stage, and I don't know about them, but when we're on there, like I don't, you know, I want people to remember us on that stage. I want it to be hard for the next person, and I think that's a good, healthy thing to have, competitive energy on the stage, and having a tour like that. It's gonna be amazing. You know, when like the movie, like the 5 Heartbeats, when they was all on the road, and when I even see the documentaries about Motown, when they used to put the Temptations with everyone, and they was like, hey, we all family, but we trying to take your head off.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes. Yeah. But let me ask you this: when you guys are you're doing a tour, and do you guys go out? So do you do anything after, like, okay, the set's over with, and say it's 10:30? Do you guys? I mean, what?
Them kids can't hang with me. They can't stop with the big dogs. They gonna f around and have to cancel the show the next day. They can't drink with us. They don't. They babies. They're Leon and Ray and Victoria. God bless them, but them little babies. You know,
you were the old school guy.
We done seen some different things. Now, I ain't trying to get no one in trouble either. Y'all get ready, get your sleep. It's all good. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we're going to be hanging out. You know, it's going to be a lot of dates.
Yeah.
You gotta stay healthy. And now, you know, you're older and you can't be part
so you ain't going to be able to go out there and drink. And, you know, you have to be in the bed by 11:30.
Exactly. I'm going to be DJing. I'm probably going to do some choreo and stuff. I'm going to have to be ready. Yeah.
Who are some of the artists that you've written for that people would be surprised that you've actually written for?
Christina Aguilera.
Okay.
Mariah Carey. Who else?
I don't think people are going to be as surprised about Mariah after what they saw. I don't think they're surprised by that anymore. I could be wrong.
Who else? Written for Paul McCartney, Raven Lenae. Written for Raven Lenae. Written for a lot of different Korean acts. I know I'm forgetting stuff. Shoot. Yeah, man.
Is that your favorite? Do you like writing more or performing more?
Omarion,
okay.
From Omarion. Do I like writing or performing?
Yeah. Or it's 50-50?
I like performing.
You like performing?
Yeah, I do like putting on a show. It's nothing like you know, taking the energy of the crowd. And,
right.
You know, just I love it, man. Being on stage.
So how does this work? They come to you and say, hey, Anderson, we know we got an idea. We want you to write. They bring a bunch of writers in, and you guys just try to like start going. How does that work?
Yeah, usually their team or the artist will hit me up direct. Sometimes, a lot of times, the artists hit me up direct, like on the DM or something like that, or get my number from somebody, and they'll be like, oh, Mary J. Blige wrote for her.
Wow.
It's all coming to me now. But yeah, the teams will hit me up and they're working on something. Sometimes it's different with the more legacy artists, how they approach it, and the younger artists will maybe go direct.
Right.
But it's always different. But yeah, a lot of times, hey, we have a song, or we want to just get in the studio with you. We want to just get into your world, and it'll work like that. But everything's different.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your favorite lyric that you've written?
Time never cares if you're there or not there. All you ever needed was a simple plan. But you're doing well. I mean, you're not dead. So let's celebrate while we still can.
Love it. When people see you in person, do they always try to get you to sing?
No, they don't. No, they usually like, you know what I get a lot of? Like, you know who you look like a lot is Anderson .Paak. Anybody ever tell you that?
What you say? Nah, I heard that,
Like,
but
he's this tall, bro. I'm way taller than him. Yeah, no, they, sometimes they get me to sing sometimes.
have you ever received any plagiarism claims?
Like that I stole from somebody?
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
But you know what I'm interested in samples, and how do people go about, because there's some people that won't clear a sample, and then some people, like I talked to LL and I talked to other people that had songs that's like, well, look, if you're gonna do Bobby Brown, and it's like, I want to hear the song. I ain't gonna just let you mess over my song. And if I don't think it's right, it's like, nah, I'm not finna clear that.
One of the first platinum albums or gold albums that I got was from somebody who took one of my songs and made his own version.
Really?
It blew up at radio. I had a song called Might Be. It was on my first album, Venice, that I did under Anderson .Paak, and it was called Might Be. And it was kind of a tricky situation because that song also sampled the I think it's the Jones Girls. Who can I run to?
Right.
I forget. Escape used it too. I think it's Jones Girls or Emotions, but it had a sample already. But I had written a new song over it, and I get the feeling that you might be. And this guy from the South, his name was I forget something, but he took my song and took the hook. I think the feeling that you might be, and did his own thing over it. And both of our songs were at the same time. And I hear this song on the radio, and people are starting to share it. And I'm like, that's my joint. And then it's blowing up more than my joint. I'm pissed. I'm like, he done took my shit and then made it hot. I'm hitting up everybody. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? They're like, okay, it's a tricky situation because it's a sample, so he could already take the sample is up for grabs or whatever. But I was like, but that's still my lyric, this and that. And they're like, look, we can shut it down, or you could take the publishing and let it rock because it's doing good.
Let it rock.
Let it rock. Let it rock and roll. And I got my first plaque. So, it just goes. Sometimes, people don't clear it.
Right.
And I learned the hard way with that too. When you don't clear, you going to pay some way.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people will let you go, let that shit rock, build up, and then they're going to hit you for all that back pay.
Right.
So it's best to do your business
I heard
right.
Candy Bird say that because when she did Scrubs, somebody came out with another called Pigeons. Mm-hmm. Used the same exact thing.
Sporty Thieves. Yeah.
So I took it all.
Yeah. You gotta do your business right, man. I didn't have it happen for sure. We want to use a little part of excerpt or something here and there, and they've taken all of it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Although you broke the internet because you was holding Mariah's hand, kissing on the cheek in a music video. Man, you know how people are. They take everything. Music, it doesn't matter. People gonna take everything serious.
That really break the internet.
Yeah, it did.
They didn't believe I was dating. They didn't know.
Yeah, they did. They believed it.
Yeah.
They're like, man, Anderson .Paak, she done left her boy, old thing, and she with Anderson .Paak. I'm like, really?
That was fun, man. It was Mariah's about the music, and that was incredible to be able to work with her and to like spend that much time on the album and do the video. She let me direct that as well, and now I know about the finer things in life like caviar and Cayman's wine.
Mm-hmm.
Good shows like what's it called, Abbott Elementary.
Yeah.
I'm a dog lover now.
Did Nick hit you up? Like, what's up, bro?
Nick hit me up, but he wanted tickets to a show.
Oh, okay.
He needed tickets to the fire. Not Fire Fest, but I call it, what was that fest they had for the poor people that lost their homes?
Up in
we threw a thing,
yeah.
And Nick was and the kids, they wanted to go, and he hit me up, man, hook me up with something. I got you, Nick. And yeah, but he was great.
I think you got the paparazzi on speed dial.
Stop
but you were photographed with Jeannie Ma.
I was simply telling her about the plot of my movie, K-Pops, which is also out.
You couldn't do that over the phone?
In AMC theaters.
You could do that over the phone.
It was loud in the club.
Oh, okay.
Wanted to show her my club Andes. She wanted to have a good time. And you notice I'm in the ear talking. I was loud. Live music we have in there. Shout out to Andes with the live musicians. And
you was in there like this here?
I was explaining the plot. Simply about a struggling musician who finds out that he could have a child that is the next K-pop star. And she also has a child of her own, and she's a big fan of the movie.
Y'all did all that in the club?
Yeah.
With all that noise played in the background?
Yeah, and got home early, because we both had early morning.
Her home or your home?
Separate homes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, did y'all share any advice? Because, both, you guys went through something publicly. Both of you guys.
Yeah. I mean, but
did y'all discuss that in the club too?
Some people are built for it. Some people aren't. And it comes with territory, man. I used to bag groceries, and I used to dream of, when I was pushing in carts and shit, I wanted this to be on leather couches and fireplaces. Drinking yak, but I was taking the bus.
Right.
I was selling weed. I was running from I was getting robbed. I was getting all kinds of shit. And I was praying like, God, please let my biggest problems just be paparazzi and hanging out in my own club.
Right.
And like kissing Mariah Carey and hanging out. Like, please let that be my life at some point. And
lo and behold,
you're not gonna get.
Ta-da.
Sometimes you get that, but a little salty with the sweet. But we out here maneuvering, and it's all good, man.
How's it dating in your 40s after being married in your 20s and 30s?
Oh,
is it harder? Is it easier? Are you more experienced? You kind of know more now what you're looking for. You're not in awe of the aesthetics. I mean, obviously you still want someone that's attractive to you in a lot of different ways, but not so much they don't have to be just physically attractive. You want someone that has a little bit more depth to them now. So is it easier now? Is it harder now?
No, it's probably hard because I have no clue what I want. And now not only do I not know what I want, now I have a little money. I have my own place.
Yeah.
I have a crazy schedule.
Yeah.
And you have some people like you for you. Some people like you because of the things you got going on. So you don't know which one that is. Sometimes, yes, I want to have someone with depth and someone that's patient, that can cook and like be nurturing. But then I don't want to commit to that one because, this one, you know what I'm saying? That's how that. At the end of the day, it's like, I'm also like an artist that's used to like adoration. And an entertainer, I'm used to being on the stage. All this stuff. So it's tough when I come off stage and you don't have that, and so you're kind of always in a state of like, do I still got that? Am I doing it right for this? And going into the dating world with that thing is it could be tough. But honestly, I'm enjoying being alone and being like single and being in my own house and just learning about that. And I really like that. And it's tough, it can get lonely and stuff, but the dating thing is fun because it's like, oh man, you got your own stuff now. You can take trips. You can do
whatever you want.
Fun.
Yes,
you have fun, and as long as you be honest and you're transparent, then it should be cool. But everybody's looking for different things, and you can't waste people's time.
Right.
You can't take people around a loop and just to whatever. And so that's the tough part, man, because I love having fun, and I have a crazy schedule, so it's tough to kind of like invest in being a real boyfriend right now, or like having a relationship, because you have to. I know from failed ones that it's not going to work unless you really put the time into them. And
you haven't spoken a whole lot about your mom and your dad. Were they talented like you?
My mom is an incredible like hand-drawn artist. She can draw, she can sing.
Okay.
Big music nerd.
Really?
My pops was really good with his hands. He's like a mechanic.
Okay.
Could
fix anything.
Cars. I think it was a mixture of both that made me. Both of them had crazy hard upbringings, right?
Okay.
My pops was a twin from Philly, North Philly, that grew up in the hoods, right? And in the 60s, crazy, and was kicked out of his house when he was just a young teenager and grew up on the streets.
So he grew up hard.
Yeah, grew up hard, and then finagled his way into the military just because so he wouldn't be without house or whatever you call it. And so
Unhoused.
Yeah, unhoused. And so he made his way in the military, and then him and his twin brother were knuckleheads. They used to go to jail for each other. You know, they used to do all kinds of stuff, like trick the system and everything. And my mom, an abandoned kid from Korea, her and my uncle found by a dumpster and gathered and were adopted by Black military parents in Compton and lived in South Central. And then, you know, she was married 3 times and was abused with all of her husbands. And with my pops was an addict and you know, got on drugs and he went to prison for damn near trying to take my mom's life, and I saw the whole thing. And then he went to prison for 14 years. I never got to see him after that. He died after. Then I had a step pops, and then they were together with my mom. And then by the time I was 17, they both went to prison for securities fraud. And my step pops was an addict as well. And it was all kinds of stuff. And I think that through all that stuff, my mom was always very positive and very hardworking, and never like said any bad things, foul things about the other person, and that she was in a relationship with. Everything that she said was always, she felt like she knew better, and it was something that she would never point at the blame. You know, she took accountability on certain things. You know, that especially when it came to relationships and things that happened, it was like, you know, son, I always knew that they were messed up in this way, and I just was kind of just going about it, and that was what it was. And then it got myself into this and this and that, and it was my own fault. And then I lived this life, and I took full accountability of it. And that's what, you know, I feel like she installed in me too.
So you never had a relationship, a real relationship with your biological father or a stepfather. So that kind of now, and listen to you talk in the beginning of the type of relationship that you want to have with your kids.
Yeah.
Because you want to have what you didn't have.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I want to have what I didn't have. And I want to show him, you know, rather than just tell him, I want to show and prove too, and let him know, like, you know, this is what it takes. I want to show him what hard work brings. And I want to let him explore and learn life too, learn things for his own. I know that I could provide a lot of stuff for him and kind of pamper him, and I don't want anything bad to happen to him. If it's up to me, it's like I want to both of them. I just want to just shield them forever. But it's like, can't do it because that's not how
the real world.
That's not the real world, and that's not how you create real, you know, people with real character. And and so it's tough. But yeah, you know, and you know, even my step pops, he was around. He wasn't perfect, but he was definitely around. And from when I was like 6 to 17, and we had our issues and stuff. But I had something, you know, and that's more a lot of the other people had. But what I want to do with my kids is break a lot of those generational curses, you know?
You mentioned that your father did drugs. And you mentioned, I don't know if you dabbled or anything like that, but how did you cope?
I coped with music. I coped with laughter, with family, with like TV, and it was escapism. I created worlds for myself. I was in a house full of love and a house full of characters. I had all sisters and a big family, and I had cousins, and we would be in that house and we would create our own world. We would go and we would watch wrestling and we would wrestle, you know? And we would be this and we'd do that, and then we would go and we would watch these movies, and I'm gonna play this character and this and that, and then we would go listen to Paak. We were like, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm gonna get gangster, and like I'm gonna do this. And it was all escapism, and it was all like to help cope with what was going on when I seen my pops go to jail, or when so and so would die from an overdose, or this person now is, oh well, you know, they went crazy and all this stuff. It was like, damn, okay, we're gonna have dinner now. We're gonna have, you know, family time, and that was the things that helped me cope. And then I knew that I wanted to be a part of this thing called hip hop. I didn't want to just rap or anything. I wanted to be inside of it. Yeah. So it was important for me to learn how to do something, learn a craft. So I was like, I want to learn how to DJ. I want to learn how to make beats, and it was that obsession that made me sit in my room and learn how to play drums, and I could be a part of this whole music thing. I wanted to be inside of it, and that's how I coped. I would close the door. I had a whole little room that had drums, MPC, turntables, everything, and I would just be in there for hours. I didn't care about nothing else, and I was thinking about all these different places that it would take me, and I would watch different music videos and movies, and just be so fascinated about the culture, and I think that's how it coped. And I think that's what was like my therapy.
Your father was black, your mom's Korean. As a mixed race child growing up in South Central Compton, did you understand your mom's background? Did you know that my mom's different? And did kids make fun of you? How was that situation for you growing up as a mixed race kid in
We grew up black, like, yeah.
It wasn't no mixed race, we were black.
Yeah, and it wasn't until I got older my mom started telling me her story.
Okay.
Because my mom was a workaholic. She was a hustler. She worked. She had her own business, and she was gone a lot. And,
Okay.
and so we would cherish those times when she would come home, and I'm going to tell y'all about the story and how, it came up. And she was also, too, very much like I grew up around a lot of Latinos.
Okay.
In my city, it was a lot of Latinos and whites, so she was very much like, I'm gonna take y'all to LA. We're gonna go to Sloss and Swap Meet. We're gonna go to Roscoe's. We're gonna go to all these different things where I grew up, so you guys can be exposed to some culture.
Because you was growing up
I was growing up in Oxnard.
Oxnard, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very small and very different. And I think that it was important for her to expose us to all those different things and show us her culture. And when she told us we were mixed, it was almost like, oh, now I got something to tell the girls. Like, I'm mixed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Malaysian. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it. Yeah. What we on tonight?
Well,
Yeah.
you said something earlier in this conversation about 3 minutes ago. You said your mom and her brother was found abandoned by a dumpster. Was your mom from a mixed relationship?
Yes, yeah.
And that had to be around what, 1950? So
Yeah,
when
so
that was
around the war.
So they were getting
Military. Yeah. You know how it goes. Yeah. And she's made efforts to try to find her parents, and it was so chaotic back then. They couldn't find any information, but we was trying to find stuff. Yeah.
Wow. It's funny that you say your mom was a workaholic. She had her own business and she was doing things. So she gave you a sense of what hard work and determination, what you could accomplish, what you could overcome.
Yeah.
She never felt sorry. She never let you believe that she felt sorry for herself or you should feel sorry for yourself.
Exactly.
This is the situation. This is what we're going to do. We're going to make the best of this situation, and we don't make excuses.
Nope.
We don't, oh, poor me. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how.
Yep. This is it. This is what we got. This is what we got ourselves into. This is my fault. If it goes good, it's my fault. If it goes bad, it's my fault. It takes two people to tango sometimes.
Right.
And she was very much like that. And she was like, when she fell down and when things happened bad with my pops, when she got better, she was like, hey, he was great. He was a great pops to you. He got addicted to them drugs, and that's what changed him.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, he was an amazing person, and that's who I fell in love with, and that's who you should know. And if you ever get back to that, that's who you should know, And that's how she always was, and that's how she is now too.
You mentioned she ended up losing her business.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
She had a strawberry business, and she had investors that invested in her strawberry field, and we had a thing called El Nino, and she lost all the crops one year, and she couldn't pay back the investors, and that started a domino effect. She started borrowing money, she started gambling, all kinds of different things, and wasn't notifying the government. Other people started finding out that she was paying certain people back and not others, and the DA built a case around her, and she lost the business and eventually got caught up.
Time.
Yeah, had to do 7.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of your upbringing probably helped you become the businessman, the person that you are today. You saw a lot of hardships. You don't make excuses. You overcome. You look at your mom's situation, how she came into this situation, abandoned by a dumpster, raised by a black family, and the hardships that she had made some bad decisions with men in her life, and the men probably tried to take advantage of a situation, but she didn't make excuses. As I sit here across from you today, you don't make any excuses. I won some, I've lost some, but I keep pushing forward.
Yes, sir. That's what it is, man. And I'm having fun, and it's like I'm getting to make the most out of it.
Yes.
And I know what it's like to appreciate certain things because I know what it's like to lose them, right? And,
Right.
know how it is to treat people with kindness and respect.
Right.
It doesn't cost you anything.
Nope.
And it might end up saving you in the end. You never know who you're talking to, who you are coming across, and what they've been through.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to really, sometimes, our days get long and we can get attitudes, and sometimes I might be short with people and everything, but it don't cost you nothing, man, to be kind and respectful to every person you come around, man. You never know what the hell people been through. And so people think like, oh, he smiles, he got all these different things, and it's because like, man, I had to cope with a lot of different things.
Sometimes you smile to hide the pain.
Yeah, that's it. And I heard, my boy Nori said, you're protecting your peace. Out here, like, I do a lot of stuff to protect my peace.
Right. You own a restaurant.
Yeah.
You own restaurants, more than one.
Mm-hmm.
What's probably the number one thing that you probably learned in business?
Shit.
Restaurants aren't hard. I mean, they aren't easy. They are very difficult. Very, very difficult. I was reading a study say the one thing that you don't want, the number one business that you don't want to start is a restaurant.
Don't start a restaurant, and try to do as much as you can without using your own money.
Yes.
That's what I learned. It's like, man, like, you want to do all these passion projects and all these different things, but sometimes you don't have to put your own capital and everything. And but I love it, man. I've learned a lot, man. I love being a host and providing experiences for people. And I didn't plan on getting in the restaurant business, but it was people that reached out, and it was cool because hardly anybody ever reaches out to me to invest. They always want me to be maybe like a spokesman or the face or do something like that. Nobody ever wants.
They want you to be an ambassador.
No equity or anything like that. And when one of the first people, Christian Corbin, hit me up, he was really good friends with Dre, and he hit me up. He said, I want to start something, man. I want to start my own sushi place. And I was already eating at his place that he managed, and I was like, cool, let's do it. It wasn't nothing that would break me,
Right.
And so I invested, and they opened it up, and now it's one of the hottest spots at Taisho. And once that spot blew up, he was like, I want to start another spot across the street, Mexican and Casita. And now it's like they got 2 spots going on the cross. And I was already partying. I was already going out and partying at the Houston Brothers clubs. I think they got the best bars and most creative speakeasies in LA. And they hit me up and they said, you know what? We want you to have your own club. You're one of our best friends. We want to do a club with you. And I'm like, I don't know. And then they just went and got the building, and it was right by Troubadour, and downtown is a really good location. And, they sorted out the building, and they just started doing it. They had the sign already. I'm like, all right, well, shit, this is great.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna start putting my stuff in there, and now we got one of the hottest lounges, supper clubs in LA, and it's fun. It's like it's all a part of the legacy and the brand. I feel like, and I look forward to doing more of these, especially Andy's and in different, areas.
How was it making the movie K-Pops with your son?
It was dope, man. It was one of the funnest experiences, man. Being able to hang out with my kid. He was like 11 years old.
Right.
And you don't know when you're gonna get that little time again right before they go into teenage years. To be able to bond with him and do a script that really he inspired, and see him perform on camera and being a first-time actor and kill it and take it serious, just beyond proud, man. Beyond proud.
You had celebrities. You had Asho Speed. You had Jaden Smith. What is the biggest difference between the movie business and the record business? Are there some similarities?
There's just way more money involved in the movie business, and it takes way longer. And way more moving parts within the movie business.
Is it more gratifying once you complete the project, because it is so many moving parts?
It can be. It is a lot to do a feature film. You could talk to directors that have been directing for years that never get a chance to do a feature film from their own idea, right? You could talk to directors that have been, actors that have been, working on the craft for years that wait tables, and they audition, and they never get to do a feature film where they're the lead. And I got to do both, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done, but creatively it was bliss for me. And yes, both can be gratifying, finishing an album and doing a tour, and it's a successful thing and everything. But the movie was special for me because it was the first time me jumping into that medium and finishing it out, and it took longer than anything I've ever done within music. It took near half a decade from start to finish. And to see, and I was telling a story that hadn't really been done before. No one has really done a family comedy where there's Asians and blacks, and it's nothing to do with like fighting. You know, Rush Hour, Romeo Must Die, or something like that was probably the closest thing.
Right.
And so I was trying to do something different, and it was pulling from the well of my life. And I'm doing the music, I'm doing a lot of different things. So it was definitely, it was definitely special, man, for me to finish it out.
The blended, the soundtrack.
Yeah.
How does this come together?
Soundtrack, I'm blending all the cultures. Black, Korean, I got Earth, Wind and Fire, I got
Really?
Sierra, JID, Espa, Inmix, Dean, Crush. Man, so many like unreleased originals, too much music, but I'm doing, you know, kind of how we did in the movie. We're touching on both sides and we're bringing stuff together, the things that unite us. Really happy about this soundtrack. It's going to be a lot of bangers. Yeah, it's going to be cool, man.
Is K-pop bigger than rap?
No, I think it's a part of rap story.
Okay.
I don't think it's bigger. It's a part of the lineage. I think it's you know, I think that hip hop is, the culture has done so much, man, and it has influenced so many different genres, old and new.
Right.
It doesn't get as much credit as it should, I feel like. And K-pop is one of the newest branches on the hip hop family tree that is kind of emerging.
Right.
Because and I think it's pulling, I think K-pop pulls from a lot more than hip hop, but I think it's a part of it for sure. You know, I think again within the black diaspora of music, K-pop is one of them. And I think that it's having a huge moment right now. And it's huge, but and it's crazy because you know, now hip hop is kind of falling off the charts a little bit, so maybe you can say, I guess, chart wise and stuff, but I wouldn't say that. I think there's still a lot of people that have a lot of questions with K-pop music, modern K-pop music, and I think that it's huge and it's blossoming, and it's getting bigger and bigger. But now that it's getting bigger, it's having to deal with some growing pains and answer a lot of questions. And I think that's good for it. I think that's good for the new generation that's going to make new K-pop music as well.
Double X freshman class 2016 versus the 2011. You got G Herbo, Savage, Kodak, Uzi Vert, Yachty, Davies, Designer, Lil Dicky, Denzel Curry. 11, Kendrick, Mac Miller, Meek, YG, Big Crit. Man. 16 was, whoo.
It was stacked, Jack. Nothing to play with.
Man, Herbo, Savage, Kodak, Vert, Yachty, East, Designer, Dicky. But man, that 2011 with Kendrick.
Yeah.
Meek, Mac Miller, YG.
Yeah, it's huge, man. Like, that thing meant something to us. Like, put them in classes was big deal for us, man. That was, yeah, man. I remember, like, that was crazy when I was doing that, though. I was doing a lot of different things at that point. It was like a whirlwind.
Right.
And I pulled up with the craziest outfit. And I remember Kodak was chilling in the lobby playing his music. And I mean, what's his name? Designer probably had the biggest record at the time when we did that, which was insane.
I saw you supporting the Ventura immigrant farmers and field workers. Why was that so important to you?
Because that's what the country's built off. The hard work and the backbone, the sweat.
They don't believe that.
And
because the people that do the work, they make it seem like the people that are already here want to do that work.
Right.
And they don't.
I mean, it's complicated, but I'm pro. I had to support it, and that's where I come from. And I feel like, you know, there should be initiatives to protect the people that want to come out and work, and the people that want to come out and raise families and provide and be of any kind of, and I don't mean just like service workers, but someone that is going to provide a positive service and to the country.
Whatever you do to provide to help the community grow and prosper.
Exactly, because that's how the whole thing started, you know. And you know, I know everybody feels some type of way, and yeah, I think it's just like, you know, any way I can help in different ways. That's why it's funny that, you know, the things that do get reported on, like TMZ and all this stuff, it's cute to get me in the club with the girls and stuff, but we also have been putting years into helping expose families and underprivileged kids to the arts. And
Right.
I do have a foundation as well. Every year we pack and get thousands of people out there to see world-class shows with artists that are providing their time and donating it. And, you know, none of that stuff ever pops up on TMZ, but I guess it's like, you know, maybe that doesn't drive the needle.
Is it true you fast every day until 2 p.m.?
I don't know where you heard that. No, I be moving fast up until about 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Yeah, then I slow it down. This yak got me moving a little. So can I have a little bit?
Yes, you
Yeah.
could.
No, I mean, I be trying different things. I try to eat one meal a day, I guess.
1 meal a day?
Honestly, it just changes.
Well, how many calories is that one meal?
Exactly. I don't know. I need a meal plan. I need something. I need something.
So have you always kind of been this size? Were you a bigger guy?
I was plump. Well, they used to call us husky
Yeah.
back in the day. I don't know if that's a proper term to say now, but I was in husky jeans for about from about 9 to 17 years old.
Okay.
I got fed up. Yeah, I was big. You could probably cut to a clip around this time and see, like, me senior year, I was a big boy. You know,
More than 200?
250 plus.
250 plus?
Yeah.
You don't even wear 250. You don't wear 200 now?
Right. Yeah. I'm down. You know, I ain't looked at the scale in a minute. I'm a little scared. But
Yeah, I'm looking like 180.
Yeah. That's around comfort. But yeah, I was a big boy. And I was like,
How you get that
I
big?
had to just get on a treadmill and switch up my shit. Like, I graduated high school in 2004, and there was two things I did. I got on a treadmill. I was drinking like a bunch of water, and I stopped eating red meat and pork. Because I remember seeing this documentary at the time, and it said like, oh, red meat stays in your system a long time, colon, and if you're not working out and blah blah. So I was like, all right, that's out. No more. I grew up with bad eating habits, you know. My mom would give us $20, and we would just go Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and that was all we used to do. So by the time I was out of high school, I was huge, and I was a virgin, and I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, that was gonna help your cause.
I'm about to get
270.
Yeah,
you will help you.
Yeah, and so I got on the treadmill, and I just started getting focused. But yeah, it was a little bit of a glow up.
We saw Michael B. after his Oscar win go to In-N-Out.
Yeah.
You say Fatburger's better.
Yeah. I believe so. More options. And for myself, person that doesn't eat red meat or pork, they got turkey burgers.
They don't got turkey burgers at In-N-Out?
Hell no. In-N-Out got the same 4 things for years. They might have the grilled cheese or whatever, and I know they need to put a turkey burger on the secret menu. That would be a game changer. But nah, and also Fatburger usually stays open later than In-N-Out, and you can get a fried egg, you can get like all.
Do you get fried egg at In-N-Out?
Can
Can't you? I don't know.
I ain't never seen nobody frying it. What?
You can't?
I never seen nobody frying
Brent
egg.
wouldn't know.
In-N-Out.
She a resident
You gotta
tester.
check out Fatburger.
No. I no.
There's more options now.
Okay. Korean barbecue or black barbecue?
Dang. Again,
You don't eat, but you don't eat red meat, so
exactly. So I probably have to say black barbecue because you get more options. You get some chicken. You know, if you in my household, you might get somebody hooking up a salmon in the black.
Yeah.
You know, you get
mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. You ain't never gonna get the mac and cheese at the Korean burger. You will get potato salad.
Man, I don't know about that potato salad, cause man, y'all better have some pecans and raisins on top of it.
Korean potato salad is some of the best. I ain't gonna hold you.
Bro.
I ain't gonna hold you. And we got different sides. You got chapchae. You got some different panchan. So that's what they call the sides. But yeah, I might say black barbecue.
Man, I don't know about that. I don't know. So now if you don't eat red meat, so what you mainly chicken and fish?
Yeah. But I'll do vegan too.
You do vegan?
Yeah. I ain't Japanese. I'll some sushi up.
Okay, yeah, because that's your spot. Yeah, you like.
Yeah, I ain't Mexican. I'll do work to a taco. I don't mind.
Hold on, what kind of taco you can get that ain't got ground beef in it? A veggie taco?
You can get a shrimp taco. You can get a pollo taco.
Oh,
You can get a potato taco. I'm gonna show you around. I'm gonna
I don't know, but I ain't never eaten a Taco Bell. I ain't been to no Mexican restaurant, so I could. With Chipotle count, right?
Chipotle.
What? Damn! What they say they got burritos and bowls?
I ain't got the stomach for Chipotle. I can't do Chipotle.
Well, damn.
We're gonna go some real thing. We're gonna take casita. We're gonna take you around some real good.
So what I need? Quesadillas? That count? I mean, damn.
If you must, I suppose we could get a quesadilla.
So what's Mexican that I haven't been eating?
You ever had mole? Chicken mole?
No.
You might like that.
Chicken mole. Okay.
Chicken mole.
I'm writing that down. Joy, write that down. Chicken mole.
Chicken mole.
Okay, what else?
You might like chili relleno. You might like some, what else we got? You don't think so?
That ain't sounded good. So what about the tacos, just like the soft shell tacos in hard?
Yeah, you get some tacos.
They got that in Taco Bell.
They do. They also got a Dorito taco too.
Oh, you like the Dorito taco?
No, but they have a lot of stuff at Taco Bell that you
I thought you like options. Now you don't like options. They got options that you don't like.
Nah,
just told me.
I like Taco Bell.
Okay.
I like Taco Bell, especially when it's late. It's a time and place for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning?
That's when we gonna do it. We don't ever make a conscious effort to be like, you know what, we're gonna do that. It's always like, damn, I know I shouldn't do this.
What's open
but I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're great. Taco Bell's fire.
Anderson Paak, thanks for joining us, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you again, Double Barrel and the Whiskey Shop in Beverly Hills, for hosting us today. With over 3,000 different types of whiskey, the Double Barrel has everything you need, and it's a full shop lounge, so you can actually try before you buy. Family run and operated with locations in Calabasas at Saddle Peak Lounge and here in Beverly Hills. The Double Barrel and Whiskey Shop is the place for all your whiskey needs. Thank you again to the Double Barrel and Whiskey Shop for having us.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why